Back to Cardines Field in the NECBL Broadcast Network. I am Tim Scott, and today I'm joined with Blair Schneider and the voice of the Vermont Mountaineers, Joe Hutter, to talk about the Broadcasters Roundtable tonight. So, Joe, what are your thoughts on the Mountaineers this season?
Mountaineers have been very good this season, in first place in the Northern Division, really been playing some good baseball. Actually won 6 in a row heading into the All-Star break on Sunday. Had Monday off. Came back Tuesday with a tough loss to Mystic, just really flat game, but back on winning ways. Last night it was the battle of first place teams at Plymouth. The Southern, of course, Plymouth Pilgrims leading that division, and the Mountaineers came away with a big 2-1 win in 12 innings. Jared Gazelle, a guy who's been pitching lights out for Vermont all summer long, went 3 2/3, got the win. Kind of burned the pitching. This is the beginning of a 6-game road trip, 5 days, 6-game, where they'll be staying overnight in a hotel right around New Bedford, Massachusetts, every night, going to all these parks in the Southern Division just to make the travel schedule a little easier.
And Blair, what are your thoughts on the Gulls' performance of the last week?
The Gulls, they started off the season strong. They were in second place. They've dropped down to fourth place. They've won 2 of their last 8 games. They're 2-8 in their last 10 games. Their pitching, they just haven't had a lot of offense to help the pitchers. The pitchers can't do much without a lot of run support. So I think that's important for tonight, is to get the offense back on track.
And the starting pitcher tonight for the Mountaineers is Elliot Ashbeck. Joe, what can you tell us about him?
Elliot Ashbeck is a guy who got 2 or 3 pitches that he can throw for strikes. Real good start so far to this season. Was 4-0 and was left off the All-Star game roster for the Northern Division. Not sure how that happened, but he's a guy who has a very low ERA, a right-hander out of Bradley. He'll be a junior this fall. A guy who's just been very consistent for the Mountaineers so far this summer. Look for him to have a good outing tonight. And
Blair, the starting pitcher tonight for the Gulls is Brett Hanowich. What can you tell us about him?
Brett Hanowich, he's 1-2 on the season. He has a 3.91 ERA. He has 17 strikeouts and 8 walks. I think that if he puts up another solid performance tonight, then we can expect good things from the Gulls.
And Joe, what do you think the Mountaineers need to do as they approach the playoffs this season?
I think they need to get a little more consistency with the offense. The pitching has been very good. Basically, any guy they throw out. Ty Weist went 7 1/3 last night. Great outing from him. Ryan Davis, a lefty who's been hit or miss for much of the season, but his last 2 outings have been good. Elliot Ashbeck, great every time out. Jim McDade, another guy, very good. The pitching has been good. The bullpen is also picked up right where the starters have left off just about every night, really put out good outings. And I think it's really consistency from the offense. You've seen Blake Taberry, Trey Ambergi, Mike Vigliarolo, 3 guys who are all-stars for this team, really carrying the load. Now we're seeing a guy like Casey Rodriguez, shortstop, pick up his offense a little bit. We're seeing some of the other players. Chandler Brock, of course, a guy who was pivotal for the Mountaineers in 2013, back for his second summer. Team high in stolen bases with 10 so far. So you need some of those guys to act as catalysts, really get the ball rolling for some of the bigger guys, get on base for those guys to drive them in. So really just need the offense to really go out every night and put out a consistent number of hits and runs.
And Blair, what do the Gulls need to do next week as they approach the playoffs?
They need to get their pitching. They need everything to work together. They need the offense to click. They need the defense to click. They need pitching. They need everything to finish off the season strong. They've dropped down to 4th place, and I think that they need to they definitely need to get their offense back on track. I think that's the biggest key right now, is to straighten things out, start over, get it going, and just finish off strong.
On behalf of Joe Hutter and Blair Schneider, I'm Tim Scott with the Broadcasters Roundtable today. We'll have more coming up next here on the NECBL Broadcast Network.